The second of two stakes races on Saturday at Santa Anita. It's another sprint stakes, this one for 3-year-old fillies, and it's the $75,000 Angels Flight Stakes. It's a relatively minor stakes race, 3-year-old sprint fillies, but maybe not entirely insignificant. In fact, all you have to do is go back to last year and take a look at the field. The third place finisher in the Angels Flight last year was none other than the one-eyed wonder, Hard Not to Love. Hard Not to Love finished third in the Angels Flight. This year at age 4, Hard Not to Love has continued or resumed her career and emerged as one of the top filly or mares on the main track in California. She finished second in the Santa Maria. She finished second in the Beholder Mile. She won the Santa Monica, and she also won the La Brea. So just because these lightly raced 3-year-old fillies have yet to accomplish a whole lot, as Hard Not to Love showed a year ago, this race sometimes can lead to bigger things down the road. We have another 5-horse field in the Angels Flight, similar to the Thor's Echo Stakes earlier. It's a 5-horse field, and the favorite is down on the outside, and her name is Ben Studying Her. She's the 9-5 favorite, trained by Art Sherman. She was trained by Jerry Hollendorfer and assistant Dan Ward last year, and the reason that she's now trained by Art Sherman is because Santa Anita has barred Jerry Hollendorfer from racing horses at their racetrack. I guess they have a right to do that, but Ben Studying Her began her career for Hollendorfer. She won a pair of stakes, Hollendorfer and Ward. She won a pair of stakes last year, and then she kind of tailed off. She finished 4th in a route race, and then she finished nowhere in a California-bred stakes race in January. They gave her some time, and Ben Studying Her returned to action with her new trainer, Art Sherman, on May 16th in the Evening Jewel Stakes. Ben Studying Her did not win this race, but it's what she did in the stretch that suggests she has a forward move in her. Ben Studying Her in the gray silks will rally between horses down near the inside and finish a decent third, making her first start in 4 months. Now, she benefited from a perfect trip that day. She scathed every inch of ground. She finished with run while making her first start in 4 months. She should move forward second start back, Ben Studying Her, and she actually earned an 80 Beyer speed figure that's among the top figures in the field, if not the top figure in the field. She's drawn outside. She's facing a relatively nondescript group, and she enters as the 9-5 favorite. I suspect that she might get bet down from that 9-5 morning line, because when you look through the field, there's really no clear second choice in the race. When there is a small field, absent a clear, conspicuous second choice, what generally happens is that the favorite gets bet off the board. I think that Ben Studying Her probably going to get bet down from 9-5. Doesn't mean she has to win this race. It just means she's going to be the heavy favorite. But there's a very interesting horse in this field by the name of Praise and Honor. She's trained by Jonathan Wong, owned by Tommytown Thoroughbreds, and this Daughter of Honor Code was purchased by Tommytown for $330,000 as a yearling. It took her a while to get to the races. In fact, she did not enter training until early this year, and when she made her career debut on May 16th at Golden Gate Fields on synthetic, Wong put her in a 5.5 furlong maiden race, a race that he did not expect her to win. She wants to run longer than 5.5. In fact, she wants to run longer than 6.5, which is what she'll be doing on Saturday in the Angels Flight. But let's roll the tape on Praise and Honor's debut victory in the Tommytown Silks, and she will keep grinding and grinding and grinding on the outside, and she never looked like a winner at any stage of the race until they hit the wire, and that's when Praise of Honor was doing her best work. She gets up close home. She wins by a nose. Going away, it was supposed to be a mare schooling run, just a schooling prep race in which she would finish and then move on to a maiden race in her next start. But Praise and Honor outperformed Wong's expectation first time out. She won that race going 5.5. He shipped her down to Santa Anita last week. So Praise and Honor has been training over the Santa Anita dirt track for the last week. Kristen Mulhall takes care of Wong's horses down here at Santa Anita, and she has performed well, worked well trained well over the dirt track at Santa Anita, according to Wong. I haven't seen her in person. I haven't seen a live horse race or horse in nearly 3 months. But at any rate, praise and honor. Wong believes she wants to go long. I believe him. And maybe 6.5 is too short for her, but she is a lightly raced filly making only the second start of her career. And I dare say the future is bright for praise and honor. Can she defeat Ben Studying Her second time out? It wouldn't surprise me one bit. Stretching out another furlong. Abel Cedillo, it will be aboard Point Praise and Honor on Saturday. Flavian Pratt rides the favorite, Ben Studying Her. Seems kind of like a 2-horse race. Once again, small fields, typically minimal wagering value. But the speed horse in the race, the front runner, really the only speed in the race, is number 2, Biddy Duke. I think she's overmatched, outclassed. She's a claiming caliber filly, but number 2, Biddy Duke, figures to be loose on the lead. That's the best trip in all of racing. Lone speed. Biddy Duke, can she wire the field? Probably not. The Angels Flight Stakes on Saturday at Santa Anita. Ben Studying Her, the legitimate favorite. Number 3, Praise and Honor, a lightly raced filly with a bright future. It's all Ben Studying Her. Race 8, Saturday at Santa Anita.